This is the question. How big is the universe? Well, how big is... This is as big as the universe. You see, the universe is not measurable. That is the first thing. You cannot measure the universe. Why? Because the universe is actually nothing. You cannot measure nothing. This is very important. Many people in your human world, they look out through their telescopes and to look into the skies with their eyes or their telescopes, and they see stars, they see planets, they see suns, they see meteorites, asteroids, they see other solar systems, etc., etc. They send spaceships out into the universe. But those things are not the universe. They are reflections of the universe. They are the illusions of the universe. They are representations of the universe. But they are not the universe, because the universe is nothing. There's nothing in the universe. Nothing of the universe. So how big is the universe? It is immeasurable. In fact, if we were being not on the same vibration as the human, we would say it is the most ridiculous question we could ever have imagined. But because we are understanding that the human being becomes offended by such things as attacks on their self-esteem or their intelligence, we will not say that. However, we have said it, you may wish to cut it out. So, the universe, as we say, is immeasurable, because there is nothing of the universe. As we say, all of these things, the planets, the beings, are just representations of the universe. So if the universe is nothing, how did the representations get there? That means that all of these things that we are saying is the representation of the universe actually are nothing. Well done. This is very good. This puts everything into perspective, does it not? The human being is nothing. Made up of nothing. The earth is made up of nothing. Orexe is made up of nothing. This is very interesting, that it is made up of nothing. How can this be? Because here we sit, we have the physical, we can touch. We have this table, we have this tractor. We can touch them, that is not nothing. Again, we come back to what we said before, it is an illusion. What is it an illusion of? It is an illusion of nothing. Is that so? Is that possible? How can it be an illusion of nothing? Because if it was an illusion of nothing, it would be nothing. Then we come back to the idea of creation, the idea of intention of the universe, the idea of the nature of the universe. But if the universe is nothing, how can it possibly have nature? We understand for the mind of the human, this is a very difficult concept to understand. But we will try to explain. The nature of the universe is not the same thing as the universe. It is like the human being. The human being is not the same thing as the nature of the human being. For example, you can have somebody who's very beautiful. Every attribute of their being is exactly what that society and culture deem as perfection. The eyes are sparkling. The hair is golden and long and flowing. The body is very shapely. Of course, we are talking about a woman, because we are talking for... So he understands that what we are saying, we are attracting to him, you see. But that person is horrible. They are mean, they are nasty, they are jealous, they are criminal, in fact. So that means that the beauty is just an illusion, because the nature is not the same thing. So the beauty is nothing, because the nature is this other. Then you have the hunchback with the warts on the face and the drooling mouth, because they cannot hold their lip together. The ears are sticking out like a plate, like a spaceship. But they are kind and loving and giving and generous. How can that be? Because they are so ugly. They are so deformed. There's no beauty. Yet their nature is one of beauty. So you see, just because the universe is nothing does not mean their nature is nothing. They're not together, these things. They're actually separate. Different things altogether. Again, we understand the difficulty for the human mind to understand that. But we are trying. Now, if the universe is nothing, let us establish it is nothing. Just accept it. It is not measurable because there's nothing there. If you look out and you don't see a star and you don't see a planet and you don't see a meteorite or a sun or another, what do you see? You see nothing. When you look up into the sky, and during the daytime, of course, it is blue. This is what do you call this? A trick. It's a trick. You see blue. But still, that is all you see. You just see blue. What is the blue? You don't know what the blue is. It's nothing. It's just blue. And at night, black. And of course you think it's nothing at night because it is black. You can't see anything in the dark. It is black. So there is nothing. Then we come to the nature, which is not the same as the universe. The nature is everything. You see? The universe is nothing. Nature is everything. Very important that they understand this. You must understand this. This is for you. The universe is nothing. Nature is everything. This means that all of the reflections of the universe, the human being, the Orexe, the planets, the stars, everything we have talked about, are reflections of the universe, which is nothing. But the nature of all of these things, this is everything. And this is important. What does this say to you? It says that the appearance of what you are and who you are is nothing. It is the nature of the person, the nature of the planet, the nature of the star. That is the important thing. What is the nature of the star? The nature of the star is to shine bright, to provide life. That is what the nature of the star is. Why? Because of what the star is made up of. Therefore, they are made up of pure light, pure life. That is what the nature of the star is. Then we come to the nature of the planets, the nature of all of the reflections within this universe. What is their nature? Their nature is to support life. So, we have the star, the nature of life, because it is pure light. Then we have all of these other attributes within the universe. They are there. The nature of them is to support life, to support light. That is what their nature is. Then we come to all of the beings, whether they be animals or a plant or a human being. Every living thing on these planets and let's just say on these planets. It will be easier for you to understand. They are a representation of pure light, life energy of the star, being supported by the light, life energy of their planet. They are a representation. So what is their nature? The nature of these beings is not just to be a reflection. It is not just to be a representation. Their nature is to create. That is their nature, creation. So the nature of the human being is creation. And that is the universe. And the level of creation, there is no limit. It is not measurable. The level of creation of any individual is not measurable. So, if the human being is a representation of the light life of the star, the light life supporting light life of the planet, and their nature is creation, they are the universe. The human being is the universe. They are the full embodiment of the universe. So we say the universe is nothing, but we can see from the embodiment of the universe in the human being, for example, and for all beings on any planet, that they are the universe. But it is their nature, which is the nature of creation, that expresses the limitlessness, the immeasurability of the universe. We hope this has explained it to you.